Full disclosure, a review copy of this game was provided to me either by its publisher or development team.
Cat Quest 2, pretty possum. Cat Quest 2 is obviously the sequel to Cat Quest. You can play solo or co-op. This is the biggest difference between the first game and this. Cat Quest 2 is just more Cat Quest. However, here you control two characters as you go on a journey to collect the broken shards of the King's Blade to unite the world of cats and dogs. Do you need to play the first two to understand what's going on or enjoy the game? Yes and no. I didn't play the first game, so I wasn't quite sure why we were doing what we were doing. Thankfully, at the end of the game you get an explanation, so it'll definitely help to have played the first. But at the same time, the games are so similar that you might enjoy it more if you just hop in now. I loved Cat Quest 2. This is an 8-hour-long open-world RPG where you'll be obviously completing quests, from story to side, slaying enemies in the open world, exploring dungeons for chests for new weapons and armor. It's addicting. I never found myself having to grind to complete story quests because the dungeons do such a great job of enticing you to explore that you'll earn plenty of XP from them. I do have a love-hate relationship with the loot here. I love that there aren't that many weapons in the game. There's just the right amount, and when you find duplicates, it automatically levels that weapon or armor up. I do wish, however, that there was a larger variety in the weapon types. You get a staff or a sword/axe, that's all. And the swords don't really do much different, and neither do the armors you find. I very early on built up my party as 2 different class types, and stuck with that throughout the entirety of the game. This keeps the game from being as exciting or fresh feeling as it possibly could be. Don't get me wrong, despite the tedium, Cat Quest 2 doesn't feel as such until maybe the final hour or two. When you start feeling full, you only have a couple bites left, but I feel like I'd be wanting dessert if there was just a bit more variety in the gear. I want to struggle and balance on what to choose, not an obvious choice. I want to create my own classes with different stats and specials. There is potential here for that, especially with the magical powers and elemental weaknesses and resistances in the game. Balancing your magic with your weapon and gear, giving a certain attack a buff, or ensuring you have a balance of elements in case you run into a certain enemy type, though you are thankfully able to swap gear mid-fight. And fights here are so addicting and just the right amount of challenging. Obviously some enemies are way above your level, but even still you always feel like you have a chance no matter how many times you die. Overall, Cat Quest 2 is an addicting open-world RPG well worth your time. I would just like the sequel to step it up a bit with the loot, which I feel is easily this game's weakest aspect aside from the pretty throwaway generic story. Better story, better loot, and we could see Cat Quest 3 in the Game of the Year talks. I give Cat Quest 2 an 8 out of 10. If you played Cat Quest 2, tell me what you thought about it down in the comment section below. If you haven't played it, tell me if you're picking it up, thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and of course, stay beautiful.